Why, take care, take care.
Good evening. Welcome to our production of Egad, the Woman in White. And we're really glad you've come, and you're going to have a good time this evening. We ask that there be no flash photography, food, or drinks in the auditorium, and smoking is not permitted in the building by order of the fire marshal. I hope that all of you had a chance to look at the note in your program about this production. It tells you that it's a melodrama, and a melodrama gives the audience a unique opportunity to participate with the actors and the actresses. So you're allowed to boo the villain and the villainess, and cheer the hero and the heroine, and respond to the characters when they speak directly to the audience. So let's practice this before we start, okay? Let's suppose, there you go. Let's suppose Sir Percival the villain does something really mean and nasty. What are you going to say? Excellent, excellent. Let's suppose that Walter Hartwright, the hero, finally foils the villain's schemes. What are you going to say? Now let's take one more instance. Let's suppose Laura, the heroine, asks you something like this. Let's suppose she says, "Shall I tell him? Shall I reveal all?" That's a little more of a guess, huh? Okay. I think you're going to be an excellent audience, and we hope you enjoy the production.
Exquisite.
You rang, Sir Percival.
I did, Dora. I did indeed. Go to the village and buy up another bottle of this tasty refreshment.
Won't do no good.
Won't do no good.
No more credit.
No more credit. Who said that?
I did, Dora, just a moment ago. Didn't you hear me?
Dora, if a butterfly kicked you upside the head, you'd lose your mind.
Expect so, Sir Percival. Anyway, no shopkeeper in the village will give you any more goods without payment. They say unless you get something on account, they'll take action.
On account of what?
On account you never pay your bills.
I am a gentleman. A gentleman doesn't pay bills. A gentleman owes bills. It's the fashion.
Tell that to the greengrocer.
Mind your tongue, you wretched hireling!
Oh, Sir Percival, you have no right to speak to me like that.
The things I must endure. Still, if I don't comfort the miserable slavey, she may leave. And it's important that I keep up appearances, for a gentleman without a servant is like an egg without a yolk.
You treat me so cruel and I take such good care of you.
What nonsense! If the house been down, it would have been the first time the food was hot.
And you've never paid me a salary.
There, my dear. Perhaps I was hasty in my temper.
I think I should seek employment elsewhere.
What? We're both a bit overwrought. What dainty fingers you have.
Which ones?
All 11. I mean 10. You won't leave, will you?
Well,
Whatever would I do without my faithful housekeeper?
I'll stay.
Excellent. Now run along and answer the doorbell.
What doorbell?
That doorbell.
Yes, Sir Percival.
I'd sooner kiss a salmon.
Lawyer Gilmore, Sir Percival.
The very woman I was hoping not to see.
I've been going over your accounts, Sir Percival, and the only thing I can say is it would be better if you lived like a miser.
A miser is a man that lives within his own income. Sometimes he is called a magician. I am neither.
You're snappy on the comeback, like your checks.
First Dora and now you. Why don't you bring me good news?
Look at these accounts. Overdue. Overdue. Overdue.
You're repeating yourself.
Your gambling debts are enormous. You never invest, you only spend.
My dear Gilmore, what a tiresome lady you are. Why don't you bring me good news?
I'm afraid you don't understand the seriousness of your position. Face facts. Poverty is no disgrace.
But it is most inconvenient.
My family was so poor when I was a girl.
How poor were they?
Oh, darling, they were very poor. They were so poor that my mother had to sweep our dirt under a neighbor's rug.
Come, Gilmore. Cheer up. You have such a long face. If you were a man, a barber would have to charge you twice for shaving it.
I'm afraid you have no alternative, Sir Percival. You'll have to sell your ancestral home.
Sell Blackwater Park? Why, I'd sooner sell my own heart. If I had one.
Then there's nothing more I can do. It's bankruptcy court.
You underestimate me.
You have some plan for saving your estate?
You are familiar with my neighbor, Mrs. Fairley.
The hypochondriac?
No, I believe she's an Episcopalian.
I've heard of her. Never met the woman, sorry to say.
Don't be. She has all the charm of a medicine chest. If she finds a feather in her bed, she's sure it's the chicken pox.
She's going to lend you money, is that it?
Certainly not. Sir Percival Glyde does not accept loans. Outright gifts, yes, but never loans.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
She has a niece. The An heiress. She is almost of age.
And what has she to do with you?
Matrimony, my dear Gilmore, matrimony.
Is the girl backwards in any way?
Why do you ask?
Well, if she's perfectly normal, why would she want to marry you?
Madam, are you deliberately trying to provoke me?
I am just trying to understand why a young heiress would want to marry a man of your reputation.
My reputation? What, pray tell, is the matter with my reputation?
It stinks.
If I didn't know you so much in back fees, I'd have the footman throw you out.
You don't have a footman. You couldn't afford to pay one if you did. Now, what are we going to do about these accounts?
I journey to Limerick House this afternoon. There, I will settle the marriage arrangements.
You have a fat chance. And a head to match.
Countess Fosco.
Countess Fosco?
Countess Fosco?
Only Countess Fosco I know.
Not the Countess Fosco.
The one that runs the madhouse.
The madhouse? Good gracious, what is she doing here?
I have no idea, but she has a bad name in some circles, so I'll take my exit through the garden.
Take it where you like.
I wish you well on the coming nuptials,
I shall expect a handsome gift from you, Lawyer Gilmore.
and you will receive it. When and if the marriage takes place, and for your sake, the sooner the better. You understand?
I do.
Say that for Mrs. Fairley's niece.
I detest that woman. If I didn't know her so much, I would forbid you to admit her to the house.
Well, she's a friend, sir.
Friend is a person that'll eventually borrow money. And you know my feelings on that matter.
What about the lady, Sir Percy?
What lady?
Countess Fosco.
Undoubtedly looking for some charitable contribution. You may show her in, and I'll show her out.
Yes, sir.
Dora is insolent, Gilmore insulting, and now some harridan from a lunatic who wants to take up my time. I'll deal with them one by one. So my money has been gambled away, but I'll triumph. Instead of crying over spilled milk, I'll steal my neighbor's cow.
Countess Fosco.
Ah, Countess Fosco. And how are the things at the asylum?
Hysterical.
Pray, be seated.
A matter of grave urgency brings me to Blackwater Park.
And what is that?
I have for several years now kept under my care a tormented creature by the name of Anne Catherick.
What's the matter with her?
She's cuckoo.
That's probably why she's in your asylum.
Exactly.
What is the nature of her malady?
She is determined to destroy the man who broke her mother's heart.
Tisk. Yet I fail to see how this concerns me.
For several years now, Anne Catherick's mother has been searching for the man who married and then abandoned her.
A tenacious woman, eh? I admire spirit.
From the bits and pieces of information Mrs. Catherick has given me over the years, I have not only deduced who the man is, but where he resides.
Capital. If I were you, I would track the villain to his lair and bid him his death.
Precisely what I have done. You are the rogue!
Who? What? Where? Are you handling a taxi by any chance? This is my home, Countess, not a sidewalk cafe.
The game is up, Sir Percival.
You dare accuse me of an indiscretion.
I accuse you of nothing. She will do it for me.
Zounds! A face from the past.
Then you recognize me, Percy.
Never saw you before in my life.
20 years ago, I was appearing on the stage as an acrobatic artist. I met a man who informed me his name was Captain Nemo, a seafaring gentleman. I had at that time a young daughter by a former marriage. She was called Baby Anne.
Ah, Baby Anne. What a charming appellation. I can see her now, all soft and pink and damp.
Captain Nemo married me, but 1 month later deserted both me and my baby.
That's what you get for going out with sailors.
He was no sailor. He was a blockhead.
I think you mean black heart. Pray continue. I enjoy fantasies.
He ran up a fortune in hotel bills and gambling obligations.
The man had style, whatever you may think of him.
For 20 years, I worked my fingers to the bone in an attempt to repay his debts. are you gonna do about it?
I can recommend a good manicurist.
We are getting nowhere with Sir Percival, Mrs. Catholic. This is a matter for the authorities.
Whatever you say, Countess Fosco. I rely on you implicitly.
The name of my ancestral home is Blackwater, not blackmail.
Sir!
You've undoubtedly heard of my impending marriage to Miss Laura Fairley, the heiress, and have come here with this preposterous story in the hope of extorting a sum of money to keep your silence.
I've spoken the truth.
Lies, all lies.
I will settle for a sum of money equal to the labor I have expended over the last 20 years. Nothing for my disgrace.
Nothing is too high a price. And nothing is what you'll get.
We shall see.
I suggest you contact my solicitor, Miss Gilmore. She will only be too happy to inform you that I am penniless.
Penniless?
Not only that, I don't have a dime.
In that case, Sir Percival, we shall see you in court.
Not if I see you first.
Scoundrel!
Acrobat! Curses! Just when everything was starting to fall in place. There must be something I can do. Think, man, think!
I beg your pardon, Sir Percival.
I'm afraid I forgot my... here it is. Forgive me for inquiring, but this marriage to Laura Fairley, if it takes place, you will be, how shall I put it, rich.
You put it quite well, Countess.
But of course, if Mrs. Catherick makes trouble,
Not a word of truth in her story.
still, people do talk.
If the marriage doesn't take place, I am ruined!
Only you and I know about Mrs. Catherick.
You begin to interest me, Countess. I sense you are not above a few dirty tricks.
No, Sir Percival, like you're below them.
Excellent. What did you have in mind?
A handsome fee for my services once the marriage is performed.
And Mrs. Catherick?
I shall think of something. Then we understand each other?
Perfect. One thing,
Yes.
this daughter Anne, is she dangerous?
Only to you, Sir Percival.
Fortune smiles again. And now to Limerick House, some more foul deed. I shall acquit myself magnificently. You might say I'm ready, villain, and able. Dora, that's my cloak.
Are you almost done, Laura, dear? Not quite. The fruit bowl's lopsided. Hold it higher. Oh, how enchanting you look, Cousin Marion. I do hope Mr. Hartright will be pleased.
I fear, Laura, that Mr. Hartright's attention for you is far more than one might expect from the average drawing master.
Hush, you shall make me blush.
Cupid has skewered your heart with the crayon.
If he has, I feel no pain.
What a lovely vignette. And there is she who holds my heart, Miss Laura Fairley. But how could I ever hope to win her? I have nothing except the suit I'm wearing, a box of drawing pencils, and a change of socks.
Did you say something, Mr. Hartright?
Dear Miss Fairley, I see you've been practicing your exercises. Good.
The fruit bowl's lopsided.
We missed you at breakfast, Mr. Hartright.
I took a walk in the forest, and there I encountered an odd sight.
An odd sight? In the forest?
A woman in white.
A woman in white?
I saw her at a distance, more of a specter than anything else.
A specter?
That's what I just got through saying.
Perhaps it is the creature who escapes now and again from the madhouse.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Do hurry, Laura. My muscles are beginning to rebel.
You're making great progress, Miss Fairley.
Oh, that is good to hear, Mr. Hartright.
But I do have a suggestion, or rather, a question.
And what is that?
Why have you colored the apples black and grapes orange?
Why, I hadn't noticed. My mind wandered and I just went along with it. I have a limited sense of color.
We must concentrate on what we're doing, Miss Fairley.
Oh, you're so masterful, Mr. Hartright.
I am not your master. I am your devoted admirer.
Pray, control yourself, Mr. Hartright.
Forgive me, I went mad. What must you think of me?
I think it was most perceptive of you to point out the black apples and the orange grapes.
Then you're not angry.
Oh, how could I be?
Dear, dear Miss Fairley.
Are you finished with the
Forgive me, Miss Marion. I forgot that you were posing.
I fear I'm not a good model. I'm weak in the knees.
Then you heard everything.
I've known for some time of your deep love for one another, but you must never let Aunt Frederica find out. Her rage would be unbearable.
Unthinkable.
Unendurable.
Where's my medicine?
It's your aunt.
Quick, resume the lesson. Yes, yes, an excellent idea.
This house is cold. I've got my death. I can't breathe. I'll never die in my sleep. I don't sleep that well. My corns ache, my teeth pain, my ears buzz. But do I get any consideration? No. I pay all the bills for my orphan nieces. Do they ever think of me? Never. Selfish hussies. Where's my medicine?
You'll soon feel better.
Give it to me, give it to me. What are you waiting for?
Here we are, Auntie.
Don't walk so hard on the carpet. Murderers!
Are you all right, madame?
Don't ever excite yourself, Auntie. I
Don't
can
stand too close. Germs, germs.
I'll get some more medicine.
Never mind about that. Sir Percival Blythe has just driven up in his carriage. Send him to me at once.
Sir Percival Blythe.
Laura, whatever is the matter?
Shall I tell him?
No. Not yet.
Shall I reveal all?
Yeah, do. Yeah.
Oh, Walter. Destiny has dealt us a cruel hand.
What do you mean?
Many years ago, when I was but a small child,
How small?
I was very small. My father, on his deathbed, made me promise I would marry Sir Percival.
Oh, no.
Can this be?
I've never liked the man nor trusted him. And if Aunt Frederica forces me to marry, I shall wither on the vine like a frost-bitten rosebud.
I'm desolated.
Oh, Walter.
Oh, Laura.
Oh, rats, my tongue is all blotchy.
Sir Percival Blythe.
Good afternoon, Lady Fairley.
Yes? What? Oh, good afternoon, Sir Percival.
Still suffering from the rheumatism.
Of course I'm still suffering from the rheumatism. What else can I do with it?
You are a Christian martyr. Your reward will be in the next life.
I've earned it. Don't stand too close. Germs, germs.
Is she giving them away or afraid of getting them? How lovely you look today, Miss Marion.
He has a roving eye.
Two of them.
There you are, Laura.
And there you are, Sir Percival.
And here we all are, and what of it?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our wedding date draws near.
Horace, you have met Mr. Hartright, my drawing master.
The pleasure has been denied me. Drawing master, you say? Well, it takes all kinds.
Is that an insult, Sir Percival?
Only if you choose to take it as such.
Sir, you are no gentleman.
Sir! Unlike you, I am a real gentleman. I would never strike a woman with my hat on.
Surely, Sir Percival, you don't mean to hold me to that deathbed promise I gave my late and dear departed papa?
You will need a man of experience and mature years to watch over and care for you. Your father knew well what he was doing, and being a dutiful daughter, you would not go back on such a promise.
Sir, I am a dutiful daughter, but I am also a woman.
Good. Then it's settled.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The wedding will take place as soon as Laura reaches her 18th birthday.
That is only a week away.
I know.
Oh, Aunt Frederica, is there no other way?
You know your father's dying wish. Do your duty. Am I expected to lavish my tender loving care on you forever?
My heart cannot bear to hear another word. I announce my exit.
What an extraordinary fellow.
Oh, Auntie, show some compassion.
Bah, I have something much better. Horse sense.
And horse sense dwells in the stable mind.
You're such a man.
Oh, get out! Oh, no. And take the fruit bowl with you.
What an extraordinary girl. I'm afraid I'm gonna sneeze.
No! Germs!
I can't help it. Achoo!
Aunt Frederica is morbidly afraid of germs.
Enough of the pleasantries, Laura. I am perfectly reconciled to our marriage. The smallest handcuff in the world is a wedding ring, and I shall wear it gladly. You shall enjoy living at Blackwater Park.
Sir, I do not dream of living in manor houses. I dream of a cottage small by a waterfall.
What rubbish! Show me a cottage small by a waterfall, and I'll show you a house with a humidity problem.
Sir Percival, this marriage between you and I,
Yes.
I hesitate.
Excellent! The woman who hesitates is won, but the man who hesitates is lost.
What must be must.
Sensible girl. And now I shall take my leave, and anything else I can get.
Sir Percival,
My pet?
you've bitten the diamond out of my ring setting.
How foolish of me. Until our wedding.
Oh, woe is me.
Poor Laura, if there was only something I could do.
There's nothing anyone can do. We must part and never meet again.
Then you must give me something, a memento. Something to remember you by, something that will always remind me of you.
Take the black apples and the orange grapes.
Michelangelo himself could not have done better. I shall always treasure it.